Welcome to Dark Horse Paranormal Podcast. How are you guys?
Hello, everyone.
Happy Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a little change of plans tonight, and chasing our tails here, getting situated a little bit. Yeah, always. And yeah, hey, good evening, Robert Riggy. How are you doing?
Hi, Robert.
Our guest, different Robert Bosnak. We had a little scheduling conflict, and he will not be appearing tonight. So, hello, Joanne Stewart from Canada. We are going to discuss haunted objects and have what was very popular on Art Bell's show years ago, Open Lines.
Mm-hmm.
And what this is going to mean is if you have a really good haunted object story, I will send you a link and you can come on and tell us about it. Hey, Jeff Taflin. Hi from the GOAT. What's going on? I'd like to show you guys a video because we've had some kind of weird sort of paranormal activity going on in our last couple of shows. And I did post this out on Facebook, so you may have seen it already, but we made a little video. Our camera moved during the interviews with our last two guests. Last Saturday, Bigfoot and the Bunny was Chris Garcia, awesome psychic, and he was great. And I noticed it in real time, which you'll see in the video because you'll see me trying to debunk it and figure out why it moved. And Thursday, our show with Kimberly McGeorge also had some camera movement. And I think it just moved again. And this is curious. And it may or may not be related to this doll. There is a spirit in this house, we think, that is attracted to the doll over my shoulder. And I'm going to play a little video that we made about it with the camera movements. And I think she likes the attention. Now, on that doll behind me, you can see I put a K2 meter, and I've also put a cat ball, those little glowy cat balls on there because I know during one of the takes, and this didn't make it into the video.
Insane.
It started moving a lot, the camera, and the cat ball was going off while we were recording. And then we realized we weren't actually recording, and yeah, shame on us. So I don't know if that was our fault. I don't know if something weird happened, but I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was a little weird.
Not saying it's spirits, but you never know.
Gail says that's off the chain. And Jeff says, P.S. It's cold here in Ohio. Oh, I bet it is. It's cold up here in
New England.
New England, yeah. Cliff Jones, hi from UK. Hey, Cliff, how you doing? So, anyways, let me see if I can share that video. The software is a little new to us, so let me see, but I think it'll work. I'm just going to play this. Please stay on, and we can see your chat, so hang with us.
Right here.
While I play this, I think it's a few minutes long, not too long. And we had a pretty interesting week with our shows this week, I would say. Thursday, we had Dr. Kimberly McGeorge on our show, and we had a great time talking to Kimberly. It was a lot of fun. We were laughing, and we didn't notice at the time, but when we watched the show back, the camera had panned a little bit to one side and then panned back. And I thought this was really odd because we've got a lot of shows under our belt. We've been doing this for a couple of years, and I've never noticed that before, right? Now, what's weird about that, too, just so you know, is the camera is on a tripod. It's not a webcam. It's a regular camera, and it's on a tripod outside of our work area by itself. It doesn't move when I shake the table. It doesn't. I can move anything over here and kick underneath, and nothing happens to the camera. It stays steady because it's on its own tripod. The floor is level. Saturday, we had psychic Chris Garcia on, and he's great, and he's telling us stories and stuff. And then real time, I noticed it happen again.
Which was really funny, only because
I start bugging out. I go, things under the table. I'm like looking to see if I can move the camera. I tell her, she's like, looking at me like, what's wrong? And
I'm like, I'm doing comments. And
yeah, I write camera movement on this notebook that's between us that we keep, right notes to each other during the show. And she's like, what? And she starts looking.
You gotta say, look at my face.
All of this we think is related to that doll and a spirit of a little girl, right? You see the doll behind me over my shoulder. And I'll tell you why after I play you the clips. And those kind of things. And a lot of times they pipe up, but all our countries are kind of the same. You know, they're all kind of set up the same way.
Mm.
We think like it's so much different over there. You know,
The
oh,
grass
they're
is greener.
those people.
I hope to God that you really are listening to this because you're a good friend to me and I care for all my people. If you're not careful, you're going to find a guy that's going to be with you and you're going to come out pregnant. So you're too young to, I'm not saying that I can't tell you what to do because you're entitled to whatever you want. Um, but one thing I do got for you is cherish the time that you have with your mom and your sister. I know it's not easy. I know that you want your own space. And I feel like as I'm telling you this, I feel like you're crying, even though I cannot see your face. But I know that I'm touching a subject that
Okay, just so you know, we did a couple of takes of making this little video for you tonight, and we've actually had some activity and camera panning that didn't get recorded that we were trying to record, and it didn't record. And there's a cat, little cat ball electronic things that when the cat in a movement, any kind of movement, like sets it off and starts flashing LEDs, and that was happening. And unfortunately, we do not have that recorded right now, so it may or may not go off while we're doing this now. I don't know, but to give you the story about the doll and the little girl, a couple weeks ago, I had a dream, and it was a lucid dream, or became awake during the dream, and I woke and I was hovering over my own body, and I'm laying on my bed, kind of like this, and I've got a comforter and like pillows over my arms, and I've got my arms spread out like this, and I'm hovering, and I kind of feel slipping in back into my body. That's like an astral type dream, and I'm into this kind of thing. And I feel these hands, like little cold hands, holding mine, like going across my palm like that. And I start to see in my mind's eye someone, a little girl, laying just like this, like holding my hands, like while they're under there. And I tried in the dream to like move the comforter to see her and that kind of stuff, and it felt like super heavy, and I couldn't move it. And I woke, and when I woke for a solid second or two, I still felt her little hands holding mine.
Cold hands.
Yeah, it was really strange, and I told Kristen about it. And another thing I do are these hemisync meditations. They're like binaural beats. There's a series by, I think her name is Susan Geisman, on mediumship. That's out there. There's a whole series of these things. And they put you in like a trance state, and you kind of like expand your consciousness, and you can touch spirit, get communications doing these meditations. And we have no affiliation with Hemisync. I'm not trying to sell you a product. It's just a good product. I love them. So I was listening to them, and I did go into a trance state with the intention of learning who the little girl was, because this had an impact on me. Obviously, I was like, what's going on with that? Long and short of that is I started seeing my mom, who passed when I was 20, and she's younger, and she's about 26, which is about the age she started collecting antique dolls. And she doesn't say anything to me in the vision, but I see her at that age, and then I start seeing this glass in front of me, and I get the smell of old velvet, and I realize I'm in a display case. And we had these display cases that were antiques themselves when I was growing up, and I'm in like the display case for a doll. And then in the same meditation, I hear knocking in a corner of my room, and it occurs to me, it's just enough for me to put this together in my head. It's like symbolic, which is how spirit communication seems to work. That we had a doll, that one we had bought for a Paracon event. We're going to hook some electronics up to it and use it as like a sort of trigger object kind of thing and put her on display. But we didn't do that. And she was literally in a paper bag in the corner of my room. And I remember, oh yeah, the doll's in the bag and all this doll stuff. Maybe the doll needs to be displayed. And that's what I got from it. So I come out of the the meditation and the state. And I displayed the doll where she is now. Figuring this is the closest thing I have to one of those display cases. And, didn't think a lot of it and went about my business. I came into this studio work area about an hour later, and I was doing some work. There's a computer here in front of us, and it's also, our home computer and stuff. And I was doing something, and I heard this. You can probably see the cat ball going off, which it was doing on its own a little while ago, but I wasn't recording apparently. Anyways, I heard that, and it took me a few minutes to even wrap my head around what really happened there. I'm working. I really hear that. That was right behind me. That was a knock.
Yeah.
And my skin started to crawl and my hair standing up. Like that really happened. And, of course, I told Kristen about this, and
yeah,
we had the experiences after with the 2 shows and the camera panning, which is in the same room, the camera being right in front of us. And I was out running an errand tonight, and what happened?
I was just sitting here looking up a guest, and I was looking into the background, and I just happened to move over to the doll, and I said to her as I was about to get up to leave the room, "Is there something that you need? What would you like?" And as I left the room, I went outside on Chris's deck, and it's attached to the house, obviously.
Right.
And I sat down. I was sitting there for a few seconds, and the next thing I know, I get a knock at the wall behind me.
Which would be like from inside the house.
Right, from inside the house. So what happened was,
there's nobody home.
Yeah,
it's just
I
Kristen.
Kind of couldn't wrap my head around. I was like, all right, it must be the cats. So I came back in, and I'm looking for Chris's cats. Chris's cats are on the bed in the bedroom on the other side of the house. So I'm like, cats. This is wonderful. And now here I am too.
After just talking to the doll.
Right. So now I'm
especially through like the filming of trying to make this video, we're becoming even more aware that there's a presence here.
I can feel her presence after the last video that somehow did not record after.
And the cat ball was going off while we're talking about it. Yep. Yeah. So
we have our
recorder. We're going to do some sessions and hopefully present some more data for you guys on this. It appears to be the spirit of a little girl. We're also well aware that is very typical.
Yeah.
And kind of like a role. And we talk about roles on the show often. And we'll try to gather some more data and present it and see what you guys think. You can find us at www.facebook.com/Bigfoot and the Bunny. Search for Dark Horse Paranormal Podcast. You can find us. We're going to have some more stuff on this in upcoming shows. But we hope you enjoyed those clips. And thank you for watching.
Thank
See
you.
you soon. So, that's a story about the doll. Right. So what do you guys think about haunted objects and why they're haunted and how they're haunted? What is your perception of that? Do you think the spirit lives in the haunted object, 24/7? Do you think the spirit visits the object or is just fond of it? Which is kind of what I think. I also think that objects can be haunted because of the very nature of what we're created of. The earth is made of, just a few different things like carbon and iron and magnesium. And, we're all kind of made of the same stuff, right? I think it all has the ability to hold a consciousness, has the potential, right? So we're fans of a philosophical view called panpsychism, and we can get more into that if you like. I'd like to hear your haunted object stories, what experiences you've had with haunted objects. And like I said, if you have a really good story, I'll send you a link. You can come on and talk about it.
Sure.
Open lines, baby.
Come on. Come on in.
Aside of that, we can talk a little bit about the cryptid of the week.
Oh, yes. I just took my glasses off. Oh, of course you did. So this is we're gonna try to start.
You got us all worked up. Well, that's no ordinary rabbit. That's the most foul, cruel, and bad-tempered rodent you ever set eyes on.
Run away, run away.
Right away.
Yeah. Yes. And this
That
is
was
great.
that rabbit with the killer rabbit from Monty Python was most definitely a cryptid, but there aren't some unusual cryptids out there.
There
Right?
are. So we found this one. It's called Batutut or Bat. How do we say it again? We were saying it earlier. We were laughing.
Yeah, it's
Bat-
really hard. when you look
Batutut.
these things up. It's BATUTUT.
So it'd be Batutut.
Batutut.
Or
Batutut.
it's actually derives from the Aboriginal word, I guess, and it's also called a Ugit, UGIT,
Ugit.
and it means
Use it or lose it.
stop it, and it means forest people, wild man, for the love of Christmas, and it's actually like a Bigfoot, basically, and they are found in Laos, Vietnam, and northern Borneo. Are you gonna hit the buttons again? I'm just
Nope.
waiting. Okay,
Keep doing comments.
but so that's a Batutut, yeah, or Ugit, and it's a Bigfoot, and I thought that was really cool. We don't know all the names of the Bigfoots throughout the world, so Vietnam, Laos, and northern Borneo is where it's from.
Hey, Chris Garcia. Hey, Ken Allen.
Hello,
How are you
Ken
guys?
Allen.
Ken Allen of
Hello,
the
Chris.
Wizards Table. And I like to say, we gotta have a thing now. We got to sing the Wizards Table.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
The
well,
Wizards Table.
we should
we have a
guitar.
thing.
Get one of them.
We have a thing.
We have a
It's
thing.
a good thing.
And
Ken's
yeah,
on
Ken-
Saturdays. You can find him on Facebook. And he is awesome. Check out the Wizards Table.
He sings to us, so that's there you go.
We sing back and forth.
Yeah,
Like cryptids in the forest,
there you go.
you know. So yeah, the
Batutut.
but I don't know how to say it. Do you guys know how to say it? Do you have a good cryptid story? Do you have a good haunted object story? Because if you do, hit me up on Facebook and I'll send you a link. I'll bring you right on.
Sure.
You can tell it. Open lines.
Open
We're going
lines
with
tonight,
the
everyone.
old Art Bell style of open lines. I like this.
We do have somebody from YouTube that said, his name is Louis Felipe. He said, hey, if I touch a haunted object, something could happen to me.
Well, Lewis, I would say that is possible. I am of the mind that the haunted object isn't necessarily, like I was mentioning earlier, haunted 24/7, but is visited or favored by said spirit. So if you were to touch it, I don't know. I suppose if the spirit that inhabited or entity was upset about it, maybe that would be an issue.
It could be. Or if they really, really liked you, they might
follow you home.
We've had that before.
They do seem to like to follow people home. Yeah.
They
Attachments
do.
seem to be common.
They are very common. So just be careful. Depending on what kind of haunted object you are, maybe you need the background to that haunted object as well. Just be careful if you touch it. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about like Annabelle type things. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to say one quick thing. I wanted to say a very happy birthday to Carl Johnson and Keith Johnson.
That's
Their
right.
birthdays today.
The Paranormal Twins.
They are the real OGs.
Happy birthday to you.
And we
You're
love
listening
them.
out there. Happy birthday.
Yeah, we love them. They're great.
We love you
people.
guys. And
The real OGs.
look forward to talking again soon.
I forgot to say it earlier. I'm sorry.
They are the real OGs.
So I'm looking for questions.
Yeah, you guys got some questions out there, please let us know. Again, if you got a great haunted object story or a great cryptid story for that matter, let us know. I'll send you a link. We can work this out pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
Anne-Marie Young's asking, do we have any information about that yucky doll?
What
Oh,
yucky doll?
you
yucky
mean the doll behind me?
us?
She's not yucky.
Don't do that.
She's been convincing me she's beautiful for
Mm.
weeks now.
Yeah. I'm not going there, but yeah, there is. We feel that there is a little girl. in the
There is
house.
like
We
a plot
always
there.
have.
I felt obligated to tie her shoes. I felt like it was a good idea and to put her displayed in a nice way.
We
She
are-
does tend to slump over, and I guess she's just over my shoulder, and there's a K2 meter on there. There's a cat ball, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah. We don't know where she came from. We actually got her from a thrift store.
Yeah.
She has a petrified look on her face. It's ridiculous.
Tim Smith says energy is everywhere. That's right. That's right. Yeah, the look on her face.
Yes,
it
we have
does
a thing with
change by the
this.
lighting in the room.
Mhm.
Now, I guess this isn't really paranormal, but it is unusual. If I put on the overhead light in the ceiling that comes with the room, if you will, she looks petrified. She looks really, really scared. But when we put her in the lights here with these accent lights that we have in our studio, she looks rather joyous.
She does.
It's strange how it changes and shifts so quickly, but it is just a matter of lighting.
Yeah,
So.
we were watching it the other night, and I'm like, oh my god, and like she looks happy, at this point. But then we kind of debunked that in a way. We were like, oh, let's put another light on her and
Sure.
take it. And
Yeah, it's just pareidolia. Well, it's not really.
My thing is,
it's just lighting.
Yeah, my thing is, why would somebody paint the doll's face to look petrified?
I don't think they
Feels
did.
so
I think it's
bad
more
for her.
the lighting, really. But overhead lighting does
Obviously,
make her
I have a thing.
look scared. Yeah.
Yeah, she really does. The poor thing. That's why I think my heart goes out to her.
Absolutely.
I just want to say hi to Courtney Peterson and Anita Allen.
And also Chris Garcia.
Hello, Mr. Garcia.
How you doing tonight?
You got me, Christina. Go snuff.
So we'd like to hear your stories.
Sure.
If possible, you have a story. I mean, a lot of people talk about haunted objects, and I mentioned panpsychism earlier because we're made of the same stuff. Everything on the planet is kind of made of the same stuff, right? Why does some stuff live and why is some stuff inanimate? That is a good philosophical question. I think everything on the planet holds at least the ability or the potential to maintain a consciousness. And I think that is why we have haunted objects.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Well, we know that.
Yeah. And, a lot of the indigenous cultures and some of the early cultures of the planet the ones that we are aware of, I think they go back a lot further than our history tells. However, they talk about what we call animism today, and that is that everything can hold a soul, right? Like the wind. They might say the wind holds a soul, or maybe it's the weather in some other fashion, or trees, or whatever it is. So trees are conscious. I mean, that's a whole subject on itself. And
yes,
we can talk about that too. But I don't know that they hold a soul necessarily, but I think that pretty much everything on the planet does have the ability to maintain a consciousness, at least for a time. That is to say, things like the Annabelle and what was the doll in Florida?
Robert the doll.
Robert the doll. Like, I do believe those stories are true.
Absolutely.
And that they can do things. They can physically move. We had the paranormal couple on before. That was Cody Despians and Satori Hawes.
Satori.
And they have a whole haunted museum of objects, and there was all kinds of
Liza
things going
the doll.
on.
They brought out. And she was,
that was an interesting interview.
Yeah, she wasn't happy.
Whatever platform you're watching us on, I would suggest checking out the archives, see if that's available, because that was an interesting interview. We were hearing all kinds of noise and things that really didn't come through the live stream, And that was kind of an interesting experience in and of itself.
You have to look at it this way. A lot of times, and we've been told this a lot of times, especially last week with Robert Riggy had said that he heard EVPs all the way through our show with Chris Garcia. And we've gotten to the point where we do hear them, but we don't go back and try to sort them out anymore and clip them because it's just like an ongoing thing.
They're fairly
So,
common.
they're
And,
really common.
There's a certain amount, I think, of, I don't want to say natural. It's not really natural, but noise that's created by the live stream itself,
Echoing and things.
and that sort of thing. And I'm not discounting what Robert said, because in that noise we end up hearing lots of other things. I know when we talked to Nathaniel Gillis in
Don't
one
get me
particular interview, we got some really angry, seemingly spirits or entities online with us, and you could hear the F-bomb, you all kinds of really nasty things that were being
And
said.
I don't, to me, in my feeling, I don't think it was demonic. I think
Right.
it was
It
more
kind of takes away from the idea that it's crossing lines
terrestrial.
with other streams or something like that. It just didn't seem right. It was very bitter.
Yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. The things they were saying. So
Mm,
yeah, it wasn't nice at all.
it was not nice.
No.
No. No.
So I'm still waiting for somebody to come on. Anne
So
Marie,
come on, guys. Open
go.
lines here. We're trying it in the modern age of
You can shut your camera off.
technology with StreamYard and streaming software. If you're brave enough to come on and just tell your story, you don't have to put your camera on.
No, not at all.
You can just come on and audio only, like a call-in. I'll send you a link.
All right. Do we have crickets?
Right? Hit the crickets button. Come on, guys. I'm sure you have a story or two to tell us.
Absolutely.
And all through this, again, please keep your eye on the doll behind me.
Yes, because I can't see it. 7. Okay. I'm still going through comments here. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but
Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories as well.
Sure.
We tell you ours. I show you yours, you show me mine. However that works, something like that, right?
Christopher,
You've seen it.
don't do the button.
Maybe more than once.
Oh my god. No. Anne Marie Young, yes.
And saying no video.
No video. Okay.
I don't know why, Ann. I think we're on. I can't see the doll. Can you point it out? Says Amelia. Amelia Langdon Pleasant. Hey, Amelia.
Hi, Amelia.
It's
I love that
right
name.
there on the shelf. Actually, you know what? Let me bring it close to the screen. Thank you.
You gotta see her face. Poor thing. I feel wicked bad for her.
Is your typical atypical K2 meter and cat ball. Veterinarians have lots of these.
By the way, Anne, I'm wearing your shirt, our shirt from Salem.
Okay. Well, you watched the video earlier where we talked about how the camera moved. This is one of those dolls that actually has a music box, like just in it to be even more creepy.
We figured out the song.
Do you know the song? Put it in chat if you do. We're not going to mention it.
Why is this not working?
I'm going to set her down right about here.
Thank you, Ken Allen.
I don't know how to put that, but
Send Anne Marie a link. She wants to talk. She'll have no camera on. Please.
please is a nice word, baby. All right. All right.
She does look.
All right. I'm trying to set the doll up. She's not sitting well on the table. I think it's better to go back on the shelf with the cat ball so you guys can see in real time if something happens, because it happens.
Okay, we're gonna send Anne Marie Young a link. Ah, she knew too. You lit up my life. Debbie Wallace Hagen, she did too. Excellent. That's what it is. Yeah, we wondered that too because of the song. Amelia Langdon Pleasant said, "Oh wow, wonder how old she is," and I wondered that myself because you had to figure that song was in the 70s, I believe. I didn't look it up, and I should, but so maybe she is like from 70s or 80s. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently. I guess it's a nice song for a doll.
Marie Osborne sang it. Debbie said, Debbie Wallace Hagen. Yeah, Tim Smith too. Yep.
All right, bear with me, Anne-Marie. I'm going to try to find a key.
Oh yeah. Sister from another whisper, Mr. Whisper.
Wow.
Hey, I've only had 3 sips of wine, people. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll
Hey.
believe that.
hey, come on,
Come on.
come on.
Come on.
Sound like my Annalena. Come on.
Invite. Oh, yeah. It might be the big invite button at the bottom. All right.
That might help. So, Anne Marie, you ready? You're not going to say anything about the Snallygaster, are you?
Say it again.
Say it again. Snallygaster.
Snallygaster.
That was our cryptid of the week last week.
Yeah, that was
Well,
the best one.
Saturday, yeah. Trying to find funny names. Cryptids. So. Yes, she's pretty. Oops.
All right. I have sent that to you, Anne-Marie.
Your link is coming. Oh, that was weird. Weird things are happening. My phone yelled at me earlier. I
That
can't
was a lot, yeah.
touch phone.
Our lives are a little odd.
Yeah, that's
It
why.
has always seemed like since we got into paranormal things and just to surmise the Bigfoot and the bunny and Dark Horse Paranormal, the story with Chris and Kristen is that Kristen is not as into this stuff as you might think, or she is now, but she wasn't, when we went out for a long time and I was into it. And it took a long time to convince her to get into it, but
There's reasons why as well.
yes, there are very valid reasons
Yes.
why she would be turned off by these things.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't like it. I've since I was been a child, I've experienced a lot of negativity in my old farmhouse, and I've seen shadow people. I've seen just used to taunt me. I've actually been pushed down my stairs. There was like 14 stairs. I think I was like 8 years old at the time. My friend that was with me could attest to that. And it just was very creepy every day, every night. My dolls would move. I mean, yeah. Thank God it was a farm. I spent more time outside and in the woods than I did in my own house upstairs. So
Mhm.
it was a very creepy time.
That's right.
So
That's
because
right.
of that, I've been very scared. I hear all through my life. And also I thought I was weird. You don't want to tell people like in
You are weird.
school and stuff. So are you. That's why we get along so
Yeah,
well.
that's right. That's what I love about you.
That's why we have a podcast. 2 of them. But I never wanted to tell anybody because they would think I was like totally weirded out. But I, hear
Mm.
things, I feel things.
Yeah, the haunted childhood thing, and this is very interesting.
It's very
we have
common.
a lot of guests on. Obviously, we have guests on,
Yeah.
every week. Basically, now we're doing 2 shows, so it's 2 guests a week, and 99% of the time, I see that they have haunted childhoods, and it just seems to be a common factor. I also had a haunted childhood. I've talked about it on the show pretty extensively, but if you guys make me, I'll tell you again. All right, I think we have Anne Marie Young coming on. Hey, Anne Marie, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We
I can hear you.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Hello. Kristen has her Salem shirt on. It was like she knew you were going to be
I
on.
know that's so weird.
That is funny. I got my sweatshirt on.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was this close to wearing mine.
Should have.
So the audience knows, we all went to Salem together
Mhm.
Earlier this year, and Ann bought us shirts and sweatshirt, and we had a heck of a day looking for a witch hat.
Yes, the witch hat.
We never found one.
Nope. And the ones that were there were like totally like stupidly expensive. And every
Yeah.
time you go
It
there,
was-
you get a witch hat. So
Yeah, well, this time I got a t-shirt and I got a sweatshirt and I like it. I got my
I
sweatshirt.
love my
'cause
shirt.
It's cold.
I love mine. It's awesome. It says something like, had a wicked good time in Salem, and I love that.
Yeah.
because that is Massachusetts for you.
and the one I got was for her, like her and I, the one that says road trip, like girls road trip, and well, it didn't say girls, but
That's what it was.
exactly. So how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just thinking about all the different things that we talked about when we were there in Salem and the
Mhm.
ghost stories. And it was crazy how, like, the very next day when you guys had that show, I can't
Mhm.
remember who was on, but like everything you was talking about was the things we talked about the very day when we were in Salem. It was like really funny. It was really
Yeah.
like strange coincidences.
Synchronicities.
Synchronicity.
Oh yeah, lots of them.
Yep.
But the ghost story that I was thinking
Mhm.
was I had a dog, and he got hit by a car. And the day that he got hit, me and my dad we were crying in the living room, and all of a sudden I heard a scratching at the door. And I ran to the door. I was like, "Oh my God, it wasn't him! It wasn't our dog!" And I opened up the door, and there was nothing there.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing. And I wasn't the only one that heard it, and that's how when he did get loose, he'd come back and he'd scratch at the door and we'd let him in.
And they scratch
But,
incessantly. It's not just like one scratch. They just sit there going,
No, it's like exactly. So we all like, oh my God, Well, after we did that, I'd have like people over my house, friends, and you could hear him like walking across the floor. Every once in a while, if there was a new person, you'd hear like him growling. And I had people spend the night at my house that would call their parents to come get him in the middle of the night.
Wow.
mhm.
And then I had this friend come over and spend the night, and I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want her to get freaked out. And she come over like a couple different times, and things happened, and she never said nothing. So I like didn't say anything. And then all of a sudden, one night she's spending the night, and she's like, "You have a dog in your house?" that's not really like here. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't want to tell her because, you know, I
Yeah.
didn't want to freak her out. Everybody else had spent the night left. So anyways, she ended up being one of the first people that I talked to that like seen it too, that knew that it was there. And she had told me that he was sticking around because he was my security. My brother and my parents used to be gone all the time. So I had this dog, you know, for my protection. Well, when he died, we didn't have him anymore. And that dog still felt like he needed to protect me. And that
Aw.
when I was ready for him to go, when I heard him scratch at the door, because we did, I'd hear him scratching again, but I wouldn't go open the door. Well, he told me he was asking to leave, like when I'm ready to let him go, to when I hear that scratching. So I did. I was like, I don't know. I let it hang around for like maybe 6 more months. And then I finally let him go. And then he never heard it again.
Now, when you say you let him go, like,
Yeah.
how did that work?
I heard him scratching at the door again. I was in the living room and I heard him walk across the kitchen, and he would scratch at the door when he wanted to go out too.
Mhm.
Like just like I did when I let him in, when I heard the scratching and I let him in and he wasn't there. I had to do the same thing to let him go. When I heard that scratching, I opened up the door and I told him he could go now. I was good. And
Aw.
then he wasn't there anymore. But I also believe that he reincarnated again into another pet that I had.
Wow.
There were so many similarities between that dog and another dog I had after. It wasn't the same breed or anything, but it was just things that they did that was the same. That I know, you know, when he
You
died, he came back.
you had to let him go in your heart a little bit so he could pass.
I let him out of my house. I freed him from my house. I kept him around me, his energy around me, because I felt safe with him there.
Hmm.
But as
Wow.
I got older, I knew. But yeah, he
What was
he was
his
very
what
close
was his
to me.
name? What was his name? Yeah.
Oh, Goldie. His name was Goldie.
Aw.
He was an Afghan hound, long-haired dog.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they're
beautiful
beautiful.
dogs.
I had one of those when I was a child. When I was a child, not as opposed to you, but my parents used to make me go feed the Afghan, and he lived in the corner of the yard, and I was maybe, I don't know, I was in first grade, so I was pretty short and a small being, kind of a gnome, and I had to go trek through this yard, and we didn't maintain the property, and the grass was grown like well over my head, and I just remember just listening to the Afghan bark and holding the dog bowls, and I would meander through the, it seemed like fields of wheat to get to the dog and feed her. But
I
oh
think
my gosh, huh?
I think one of our cats came back. We kind of discussed this before, but
They all come back.
with Fluffy MacGuffins,
Oh yeah.
Spirit came back because I have another cat that is just like him right now. Everything.
Yeah, we've had
that he
guests on
does
that talked about pet spirits, like June Lundgren.
Hmm.
Talked about how they do tend to kind of recycle, or I think she put it in a nicer
I
way.
believe it's happened
They
before.
do,
Again,
really, like a person
we
they
had this.
and then another pet.
Yeah, well, we had this big, huge Akita called Bushy, and he was a great dog. And he ended up adopting my neighbor's dog that was a stray, came to the house, and my dog kind of adopted him, so did we. And when he passed away, like about a year later, we got this puppy that was a Yorkshire Terrier. And when we brought him home, it's like the rest of the dogs all acted like they knew this dog. They were so happy to see it, you
Wow.
know. And then he started doing stuff that acted like our dog Bushy, just like Goldie and this other dog that I had, that they were so much alike. Bushy is my daughter got a dog, a Yorkshire Terrier Pomeranian.
Hmm.
His name is Teddy, but he is Bushy reincarnated. We know this, even though it's a smaller dog and everything. Because when we brought it home, the other dogs that knew Bushy acted like they knew that this was the same dog. Like like you know when you bring like a new dog, they're all like wondering and not curious of each other. It was like a homecoming when this dog came home, and we all joke to this day that that's Bushy reincarnated. He always wanted to be a lap dog, but because he was too big to be a lap dog, now he is.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, I do believe they come back.
Yeah, it's very possible. We don't know how these things work. Nobody knows. Certainly nobody has all the answers, but that would seem to be like a graduation from where he was to be able to sit in your lap 24/7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. Putty?
Is it Putty or Petty?
Buddy.
Oh, Buddy.
Oh,
I'm
Buddy.
sorry.
The dog now. No. Bushy. Bushy was
Bushy.
the big dog,
Mm-hmm.
and Teddy. Teddy. Teddy has like teddy bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. It's a big teddy bear.
Well, we appreciate that. That's cool.
Thank you.
That's a good story. And I do think the pets come back. I do.
You guys are all breaking up. Am I breaking up?
No, you're
No,
good.
you're good. I think they do come back, and I think the pets genuinely love us.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a purpose. Maybe it is to relieve us of some of our stresses in life. I don't know. The domesticated pet is a valuable tool and truly a wonderful companion.
Absolutely.
I love my cats.
I love my cats. I love all animals. Oh my God. I told you to get rid of that.
I had a feeling he was going to play that. Hey, say that word again.
Snallygaster.
That's the one.
Run away.
Oh, we thank you, Anne.
Yes, thank you.
That was a wonderful story.
Yeah, thank you so
And,
much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you for joining.
Hope you'll get more stories.
Oh, yes. Yes.
There you go. Great story. Anne Marie, says Laura Smith.
Thank you again, Anne.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, we believe the pets do come back.
Mhm.
We do. I don't know what it is. People talk about families of souls and that kind of thing. And everybody's theorizing. There's a lot of theory out there.
The things that we do, we can't stand this. They call people like us ghost hunters. We do not like that word at all. We are investigators because hunters, yay, they go and do what they got to do. Us, we go and we delve deep and we research a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's right. I don't like the hunt aspect.
No. So
you could be one of the hunted. It's kind of my take on that.
And we are. We were.
We've had a few experiences where we felt we were a little hunted. So
a little. We were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
no offense to Jason and Grant and everybody. It's a wonderful show. But I don't care for the term too much.
No, we're definitely investigators. We delve
again. If you guys have a great story out there and you'd like to tell it to us, open lines going on right now here on Dark Horse Paranormal Podcast. I will send you a link. I'll pay you $3.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I'll give you $3 if you need it. You got to pay me back eventually. Like
going down
sometime, dude. Got $3.
Are you all right there, buddy? You wicked funny.
I'm just joshing. But seriously, keep an eye on that doll behind us because that doll is active as far as we know. And it makes me curious about haunted objects. There was a time I didn't even believe in haunted objects. I went through different phases. Maybe you're a little like this if you're listening to this. I went through a phase where I didn't believe in cryptids at all. I went through a phase where haunted objects seemed very unlikely. And things have changed, but I've had enough experiences to attest that these things happen. I don't think, again, the doll is haunted 24/7, but I do think the doll has the ability to, I don't know, be haunted, I guess. The effects that we were talking about in the video that we played in the front of the show were things that were actually external of the doll. I think the spirit we're talking about is fond of it. She knocks, she does different things,
Yes,
but
she
isn't really
knocks.
the doll doing it. But it seems to surround the doll. So, I think she is fond of it, which maybe is a different thing than a haunted object, really.
Like she's attached to it, the little girl. Is that what you mean?
I mean, I think she likes it.
The attention. The doll.
Right.
You guys are great, Tim Smith said. Thank you, Tim. Sorry, I squirreled. I had to do comments. I didn't do it before. So
No, it's all good. It's all good. If you have a good story out there, we'd like to hear it.
Mhm.
As is your chance. Let us know in chat, and I will send you a link, and you can come on, as Ann did, and tell your story. Open lines.
I like this. Like
We're standing by. We want to hear your story.
we forgot to say, let's get this mother rolling.
True. And so you guys know we do have a series of podcasts out there. If you're a podcast listener, whether you listen to Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts, Dark Horse Paranormal is out there. There's a library of episodes you can listen to, and right now they're all free and unedited. That may change in the future.
Yeah.
To a subscription model. So get out there, listen to them, and let us know what you think.
I was actually on the first one or second?
You're on all of them.
As a guest. No.
You were a guest.
I was a guest.
You're a guest.
Might
Like,
as
here's
well.
my gal pal. Here's what I'm hitting. I'm going to talk to you.
Christopher. Hey.
Yeah. Here we are.
And here we are.
Mm.
Not funny. Not at all.
No, well, Kristen was pretty haunted. It is pretty
I
haunted.
still am. And
Yeah.
I ignore things
yes.
now. So I always kind of have, but I've kind of learned how to block them out and ignore because I've been so
I'm always
proud
trying to
of it.
stop it, and I'm always trying to increase it. So that's the interesting dynamic
Yeah.
between the two of us. I'm doing like meditations, trying to talk to spirit and get into these modes and do that. Where Kristen is like, leave me the
Yep.
fuck alone.
Nope. Yep. Like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm good. I can hear him.
It's an interesting dynamic. Yes, for sure.
Yes. My computer's not working. I can't touch it anymore.
Yeah, it's typical.
It's my cousins say bastards.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
seriously, if you got a ghost story, let us know. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap things up. So
I was
just let us
hoping
know in chat. We do appreciate you joining us. We apologize for the guest mishap, but
Yeah.
we don't always want to do guests. We'd like this open lines idea. I would love to see more of you join us in real time and tell us your ghost stories. And
yeah.
we can share notes, that kind of thing. And we're into this. This is our lives. Our lives are pretty haunted.
Yeah.
They've always been haunted, and we love talking about it. So
If you want to ask us anything, tell us anything. If we're, not on live or any, you can go what is it? Our Gmail.
Bigfoot and a bunny at gmail.com or dhparanormal at gmail.com. We'll
Yeah,
get you
because-
there. You can also find us at darkhorseparanormal.com. It's a website we need to update, but probably the easiest way to find us is really facebook.com/Bigfoot and a bunny, or just search for Dark Horse Paranormal. If you just search for us, you'll find us. You'll see us out there on the Paranormal United Network. Pun, we love our Pun family.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
And the show is exclusively on that network and just our own pages.
Mhm.
And we're very happy to be there. And, we support all the shows that are on there. There's a whole bunch of great shows. So, do check it out. If you, are not familiar with it, look for Paralinks, the Paranormal United Network,
Mhm.
and give that a like, a subscribe, and check out the other shows, because there are some great shows on there.
Just real quick, Tim Smith said.
Tim Smith. I think negative or positive energy is all around us, and everything can collect energy, even if it is not actually living, breathing objects, maybe sentimental energies.
We
Well, yes, exactly. Yeah, that is kind of the panpsychism thing,
Mhm.
right? So, I think we're all made of the same stuff. Everything on the planet is kind of made of the same stuff. There's only so many different ingredients. There's no magic formula to it. There's nothing in our bodies that is really any different than is what is in our environment, right? So why is that so different? Just because it's a machine or whatever? I think there's more to it. I think the idea of consciousness is something we need to explore more in the paranormal. And I believe consciousness can transfer to from living to inanimate objects, if I said that right. Excuse me. Inanimate objects, including that doll behind me, Tim. So yeah, I do think it's possible, and I think it does happen, and that is my theory on it.
Our theory.
Our
Again, we
theory.
have a big thing
That's
about
right.
trees and fauna and
Don't slap me.
everything. It's never.
It's our theory.
What'd you say? It's all sorcery.
It's our saucer.
Sorcery, I tell you.
Yes.
Yes. So
You got us all worked up. Well, that's no ordinary rabbit. That's the most foul, cruel, and bad-tempered rodent you ever set eyes on.
come on, man.
It's Bigfoot and the Bunny. No, wait.
Run away.
Different
run
show.
away.
Different show.
It's great.
But
We do thank you guys. And again, happy birthday to Carl and Keith Johnson.
that's right. Happy birthday out there. And our buddy
And
Nate,
everyone else.
you know you are if you're watching. Hope you feel better.
Feel better.
And Shay and Deb feel
Oh,
better.
I got
Oh
something
my
for them.
God.
Say promises.
Yep.
Yep. Should I?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we've got these things and we're not going to promote them, but we can tonight. I don't know if you guys ever seen these, but they're called buzz balls. And we toast. Look, you got to stop. I swear to God, I'm going to change all these buttons like preset stations. I'm going to do it to them with all the noises. Stop it. So, Shay and Deb, you're not feeling well, and we were going to do this, and I'm going to toast a buzz ball. I've got them into the room now. You guys don't want to even know. I'm a lightweight, so one of these, I'm like, whew, done for the night. So here you go. Watermelon. And that's to you guys. Hopefully everybody's feeling
And
okay.
that's a cheers to everybody. It's not feeling great. The holidays are rough on everybody. Actually, a lot of our friends have been sick lately, and
I can't believe how
I
many
have
friends
actually
of ours
more
are sick
friends this December than
than
last
last
December,
year. Yeah.
which
Cool.
is bizarre. But we hope you're all feeling good, and get better. Stay home, rest, recuperate, do what you need to do, and we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who watches our show.
Yeah.
Laura Smith, thank you. Have a great night. Tim Smith,
Mhm.
thank you as well.
Thank you guys so
Anne
much.
Marie, of course.
There's so
Ken,
many.
Robert, everybody who watches. We really do appreciate you guys, and
Absolutely.
want you to stay healthy. And we will see you soon. We'll be on here Saturday night with Bigfoot and the Bunny. Until then, cheers to you. Happy holidays, and hope everybody is doing well and stays well.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.